so we are going to start with logarithms. Like I said again, this is actually the last subtopic. John, please. Okay, this is actually the last subtopic. We are, most of the time in your exam, right, they will be testing you on this topic because it's about solving equations, right? Mathematics at its core is about solving equations, finding the value of the unknown, okay? So these are the list of rules of logarithms. It may seem like a lot, but actually I just need you to just remember 3 of them. Okay, 3 of them will do. Actually the rest should come naturally to you. Okay, so what are the 3? The first one is this. This is the addition law. Whenever you see that you have a log of the same base, okay, same base, addition means you multiply these two results. Okay, you combine it into one log. The quotient law, quotient is just another word for division. Alright, so the quotient law is really the same thing, but if you have the same base but it's minus, okay, you have it as division. You combine it into one single log, but it is division. Another one is the power law. Just remember that if you have a log, the result is raised to a particular power, you can always bring down so that it forms the coefficient of the log. But likewise, you can actually push it back up to form the power again. Okay, so it can be vice versa. Okay, it can be vice versa. Alright, the other log laws is not really a law, but it's just some useful products. Okay, the most useful one is when you have a log, okay, when you have a log that has the same result and the same base. Okay, the result is always going to be 1. So for example, log 100 to 100 is always 1. Log 10 of 10 is always 1. As long as these two numbers are the same, you know that the result is going to be 1. So that is one special log law. Another log law that you have to know is that if you have log of any base, let's say log base 3, but the end result is 1, okay, the answer is always going to be 0. Because again, what question does logarithm strive to answer? Logarithms always strive to answer how many times, the answer here is always asking how many times do I have to compound this base to get this result? Okay? How many times do I have to compound this base to get this result of 1? The answer is 0. Okay, you don't compound it at all because your end result is you just want 1 time of the original. Okay, so it never even grows. So if it never grows, that means you never even compound it at all. Alright? So that is the reason why. So I can give you another example. I have log 1,000. Okay, that means my growth rate is 1,000. Okay, but my end result is 1. So what do you think my answer is over here? 0. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to take care of. Okay, wow, it's so kind, it just everything disappears. Okay, let's go to example number 1. Alright, so how do we solve this kind of equation? Now the way we solve this kind of equation is similar to how we do for indices. You remember in indices, if I have a question like this, 32x equals to 2 to the power of 6. Right, the way that we do that is to change them into the same base first. So I know 32 is 2 to the power of 5, is 2 to the power of 6. So I compare the index. Remember, you guys just took the exam, right? So this is a method that we just did, alright? But for logarithms, it's really the same thing. It's same but different. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to combine the logarithms into one single log. Okay, one on the left, one on the right. Okay, and then we're going to compare it. Alright, so when I look at the question over here, I see that this is base 3, this is base 3, everything is base 3. I notice on my right that I have 2 terms over here. So what can I do when I have a plus? What can I do? I can times it together, right? So I know that this is going to be log 3x plus 3 log 3x x minus 1. Okay? So, what do we do next? If I have both of them are log base 3, I can just straight away compare the results because they must be the same, right? It makes sense that they must be the same. So I know that x plus 3 must be equals to x times x squared, x times negative 1, negative x. These two must be the same. Okay? Then how? How do I solve this? Bring everything to one side. X squared minus x, I bring the x over, minus x minus 3 is equals to 0. Let's simplify this. X minus 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Once you get here, many methods you can do. If you just want to know one method, use your quadratic formula. Okay? Use your quadratic formula. It will always give you the correct answer. Alright? So if you use the quadratic formula, I'm not going to write down the formula. Okay? But you guys should know that you must write down the whole expression. Okay? Let me write down. Negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a and substitute inside. If you do that, you will get x is equals to 3 or x is equals to negative 1. Okay? So this is how you solve this question. I can tell you this whole worksheet is really the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, your exam will come out one of these questions. Okay, your exam will come out one of these questions. So you really have to practice. But of course, the starting few questions are easy. Alright, let's look at the next one. Can you practice this? Okay, by yourself, just compare the result. Okay, when you're done, you can look up and check your answer with mine. This one I'm not going to spend too much time. Okay, so when you're done with this, you can look up and check your answer with mine. Is it the same? Okay, let's move on. Example number 2. Now, this one is a tricky one because I do not have everything to the base of y. Right? I don't have everything to the base of y. Yeah, sure, this is to the base of y. I can probably combine it. Log base y plus just means times. 4 times 3 minus y. But this 2, I want to change this into the base of y. How can I do that? Now, 2 is the same as 2 times 1. Correct? Now, in your not log laws, but in your special log forms that you have learned, that I told you, if you want it to be expressed as 1, how can we do so? I want it to be 2 base of y. But my question is, what do I need to put here such that it can be 1? I told you guys the two numbers must be the same. Right? Okay? So should it be 1 or should it be y? Y. Okay? Alright. Now that I got here, can I just do this? 4 times 3 gives me 12. 12 minus 4y is equals to y, or equals to 2y. Can or not? Can I do this? It's a very common thing done by students. Some people nod their head already. Yes, yes, yes. This is correct.
Hell no.
Absolutely correct. Is it correct? No? No, you can't do that. Alright? Because you can only compare it if it's both log y, log base y. But here you have this 2. Okay? So how can we get rid of this 2? Push it up. Yeah, we can use our power law. Okay? So if we can bring the powers down, we can easily bring it up. So what we need to do here is actually we can actually rewrite this as log base y, y2. Okay, I don't skip steps. So here is log y 12 minus 4y. Alright? So here, now we can compare. I know y squared is equals to 12 minus 4y. So bring everything over. Y squared plus 4y minus 12 is equals to 0. Again, just use your calculator, find out what the value of y is. When you're practicing, it's okay not to write down the quadratic formula. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so you can get the answer easily. But in the exam, you must remember you need to do that. Okay, so you should get your y is equals to 2 y is equals to negative 6. Aha, but should we accept both answers? The minute I say this, obviously the answer is no, right? But why? Why shouldn't we not accept both answers? Okay, remember, what does this y represent? This y actually is the base of our log. Okay, why we cannot have a negative base? Why we cannot have a negative base? Now, in normal mathematics sense, sure, right? We can have a negative 6 raised to the power of 3. What? Who say cannot? Can what? Why cannot be the base be negative? Okay? The reason why you cannot have a negative base is that logarithms is a very special, is answering a very special question. Alright? It's actually asking the question, if I have a particular growth rate. Okay? When you think about having a particular growth rate, okay, you can either be growing very fast or you can be growing very slowly. Okay, you can be growing very fast or you can be growing very slowly. For example, if you have a growth factor of 2, that means it multiplies by 2 every single time. If you are not growing, in fact you are getting smaller and smaller, it's not negative, right? It's not a negative factor. It is actually just less than 1. For example, if your growth factor is half, that means every single time you compound, first time you compound is half, second time is 1/4, third time is 1/8. So you get smaller and smaller and smaller over time. But if you think about it, okay, if you say that, oh, you know what, I have a negative growth factor, my growth factor is -2. What does it mean? Okay, that means the first time you compound, you suddenly become negative. The next time you compound, you suddenly become positive. The next time you compound again, you become negative. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So, the growth factor is always between 0 to infinity. But if it's less than 1, that means it's decreasing over time. Okay? If it's more than 1, that means it's increasing over time. Okay? But your growth factor or your growth rate cannot be negative. Alright? So, in this case, we have to reject the -1. I hope you understand why. Okay, I hope you understand why. Okay, because logarithms is actually asking a very particular question. Okay, what is the amount of times we have to compound, okay, to get to the result? Okay, let's look at practice number 2. Can you please try this one by yourself? When you are done, you look up and check your answer with mine. Only when you are done, Okay? If you're done, you can look up and check your answer with mine. I suspect most of you will struggle in converting this 3 to the log base x. But it takes, actually when you do enough questions, and today we're going to do many questions. Alright, we have an hour and a half, basically. Okay, so we're going to do many questions. Okay? So you guys are like a factory, remember that? Right? So you got to produce a lot of questions and then you get things refined. Yes. Okay. Good question. Why is it not plus minus? Because if you only get plus minus if the powers are even. If it's -5, if it's -5, you will not get 125. You try. -5 cubed, you won't get 125. What? Yeah, so you won't. Whenever the only time you get plus minus, right? So to address Fanny's question, right? If is when the x, for example, my answer is x cubed is equals to, let's say, 25. Now, in this case, there's actually two possible values of x. Okay? In this case, x is 5 or minus 5. Okay? Why? Because when you try to substitute it inside, you realize that 5 squared gives you 25. Negative 5 squared also gives you 25. But the issue is when the powers are odd. That means 1, 3, 5. Okay? You only get one answer. Okay? You only get one answer. Alright? The only thing happens when the powers are even. So if this is to the power of 4, you will also get two answers. Okay? Plus, minus. Alright? Okay. Come, let us go through this. But anyway, if you are really interested, why are the mathematics behind it, right? Okay, you can actually bring this over. X squared minus 25 is equals to 0. This one I can actually be factorized, right? X squared minus 5 squared is 0. X minus 5, x plus 5. So that's why you get two answers also. Okay, so good question. Okay, let's move on. Example number 3. This one. Okay, now I have everything different bases. I have this log 5, I have this log 25. Okay, so how am I going to do this? This is when, remember this, if you have a question with many different bases, always change them all to the lowest base. Alright, if you cannot remember, put a star down there. Right now, change to lowest base. Okay? 99.99999% of the time is always change to lowest base one. Okay? So here, let us think, what is the lowest base? Obviously it's 5. Okay? So how do I change everything to base 5? So I have 5x, okay, fine. Now, log 25. If I want to change of base to 5, remember I got to write this first. Right? This tells me that I'm going to do a change of base to 5. Okay? Change of base to 5 will always be a quotient. Alright? Then what do I put on the top? Just this number over here. So it's going to be x plus 6. What am I going to put at the bottom? 25. 0. How do I express this as log 5? What do I put here such that it will be 0? 1. Okay. So I have to put 1. Now that everything is expressed in base of 5, let us try to manipulate. The first thing first, I need to try to think about what this thing is. Okay? So let us do it aside. Log 5 25 can be expressed as log 5 of 5 squared. Correct? I can bring these two down. I'll get log 5 5. What does log 5 5 means? 1. So actually this is just 2. Okay? So essentially, this gives me minus half log 5 x plus 6 equals to log 5 1. Can? Okay, wait. Okay, let's wait here, let's pause here. Okay, which part are you confused? Why half? Because the denominator here is 2. 1 divided by 2 is the same thing as half. Okay? Can? Good question. Is everyone clear about this? Now, before I can combine these two together, I need to bring this up. Right? I need to bring this up. Okay? So I'm going to bring this up over here. Yeah, it's square root, but I don't want to leave it as a square root. I'll just leave it as an index. X plus 6 raised to the power of half is log 5 1. Alright? Then, what does minus represent? Everything is the same base, but I have a minus over here. So what does it mean? Divide. So I'm going to get log 5 x divided by x plus 6 half is equals to log 5 1. Okay? And this one is a 6 marks question. Yeah, it's a 6 marks, but it's not difficult one. Okay, it's a 6 marks question. Now that we get here, we can just compare the result, right? So therefore, x over x plus 6 is equals to 1 over 1. I purposely write the 1 as 1 over 1. Cross multiply. Let me change color. If you cross multiply, you're going to get x is equals to x plus 6 half. Wow, then how? How to get rid of the half? Square both sides. Alright, so if you square both sides, you're going to get this. Does this look familiar and easy?
No.
Right? No? Minus x minus 6. Use your calculator. Alright? Find the answer. Don't worry, when you're practicing, don't need to write down the whole quadratic. Alright? Just so you get x is equals to 3 or x equals to negative 2. Alright? So this is how you will do this question. Yes? If you're okay, do the practice 3, alright? I'll leave this up here. Actually, it's much faster. It's much faster. Okay, there's another method. Actually, math, there's many methods. Okay, there's many methods. So, I show you the other method that maybe some of you want to try. Okay? Okay, which the method is actually a change of base method. This one is slightly faster. Okay, it's not slightly faster. Alright? So what you can do is that you can actually bring this over the other side. Alright, so we're going to get log base 2 is equals to log 4 x plus 6. Okay, we bring it over the other side. Alright? And remember, we want to change everything to the same base, right? We want to change everything to the same base. So we're going to get log 2. So we're going to change this to the base 2. So I'll write base 2 first. And here is going to be x plus 6. And then you're going to be 4. Alright? And so we know what this is. Okay, what is this? Let's write it to the side. Log 2 square is equals to just 2. Okay? So essentially is giving us the same thing. Alright, so you can continue on from there. Can you please try from here? Okay, then you should know how to do from here already. Okay, so this method you save about one step. This is not the final answer. Do first. Yeah, you'll get the same thing. Obviously, you get the same thing. Okay, but work it out. Alright? Okay, so when you're done, you can look up and check answer. Mine, you should get the same quadratic and you should get the same answer as well. Okay, the same quadratic and the same answer as well. Okay, logarithms not too difficult, right? As of now, it's basically like indices, but just a little different. That's why I in WA I put a lot of logarithm questions. Why? It's easy, why? You rather do long division, man? Yeah. I tell you, long division, you make one mistake, the whole question gone already. This is basically, your bread and butter, leh. Just enter calculator only. Yeah, I said it, of course I saw it. Alright, okay, let's move on. Everyone's okay with this question? Can? Hey, SATs also got logarithms, no? You cannot run away from it now. Okay, so I got log 3x minus log x 3 to the power of 6 is equals to 1. This one is a little bit tricky because I have a base of x. Okay, but if you remember what I told you, change everything to the same base. Okay, but change it to the lowest base. Then the question you should ask yourself is, what is the lowest base? Is it 3 or x? Should I change everything to base 3 or should I change everything to base x? It is often easier to change it to a base of a number. Alright? It's often easier to change to a base of a number. So it's easier to work with base 3. Alright? So here, you're going to write 3 base 3x. Okay, we're not going to touch this one. The next one, let's change it to base 3. So log 3, log base 3. Alright? And the top one, I'm going to put 3 to the power of 6. The bottom one, I'm going to put x. Okay? And 1. How do I change 1 to log base 3? Yeah, log 3. Alright? Okay, don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so now we see that this is log 3. So what does this whole thing will reduce to? 6. Anyone confused? Because we can easily bring the 6 down as the coefficient, right? So immediately this one will be 6. Okay, so let's simplify things. Okay, let's do things slowly. Okay, so I'm going to get log 3x minus 6 over log 3x. Actually, this one, we don't even need to change to log 3. We can leave it as 1. Alright, we can leave it as 1. Okay? Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. This one is the slightly more challenging one. How are we even going to solve this thing? Okay, how are we going to solve this thing? Prove it? Cancel it? No. Okay? No. Okay? Yes, substitution. Okay? I want you guys to write this thing down. Can we let log 3x be... What alphabet you guys want? A. Doesn't matter lah. You want... Okay. Some people are very adamant that must be U. Okay, so let's be U. Okay, so we change it to U. So whenever I see log 3x, I'm going to change it to U. Okay, so U minus 6 over U is equals to 1. Okay? If I multiply by U to every single term, because you know what? I don't like fractions, right? So whenever you see fractions, your goal must be, in math, whenever you see fractions, try to get rid of fractions. How to get rid of fractions? I need to multiply by U. So if I multiply every single term by U, I'm going to get U squared minus 6 is equals to U. Right? So if I bring everything to one side, can you solve for U? Can. Okay, let's solve for U. Use your calculator. Is it the same? Yeah, it's exactly the same. So you're going to realize that U is equals to 3 or U is equals to negative 2. Alright? But what is U? U is actually log 3x is U. So you have two versions. Right? Then how to find the value of x? We must use our knowledge of log. We need to convert this into the indices form. How to convert to the indices form? In indices, you always write your base first, right? You write your base, and then the power is how many times you compound, right? So the power is this, equals to, bless you, x. Okay? So you find the one value of x already. How about this one? You always write in indices, you always write the base first. So you're going to write 3. How many times you compound? Negative 2. And your final answer is just x. Okay, so you get two different answers for x. Okay? This one takes some getting used to. Alright? It takes some getting used to. Okay, so you're going to get 3 to the power of 3. So x is 27. X is 3 to the power of negative 2. That gives me 1 over 9. Can? Huh? Zoom out, okay. So the trick is, for this one, the trick is, when you cannot combine these two to become one single log, okay, the trick is, can you try to substitute this to any variable? Change this to a variable. and then you try to make it into a quadratic and you try to solve. Okay, so that is the trick. When you try to combine, because you realize here, you cannot combine anymore. It's impossible for you to combine into one. Okay, so if you when you reach a dead end, that is when you have to try a different method. Okay, so method number one that you try is try to combine it into one single log. If you cannot combine into one single log, then the next method is to just substitute this as any other variable. Can be A, can be B, can be C, okay, can be anything that you want. Okay, and then you try to solve for it. If you are okay, can you please try the question at the bottom? Practice number 4. Okay, can you try practice number 4? Anyway, data assembly is in the hall. Yeah, it's in the hall. It's in the hall. There is a OPS talk. OPS. Why you guys don't like OPS? It's fun. Okay, come. Practice number 4. Can you please try this? Try this one. Okay, try this. Yes. So really. They're gonna talk to you for 1 hour. Yeah, it's a lot of safety briefing. A lot of safety briefing. Okay, quickly. Do question number 4. Yeah, there is. Your WA also got one simultaneous. Yeah. One.
I got 3 and 1 over 37.
Okay, if you are really stuck, then you look up at my answer. But don't just copy. Copying is useless. Okay, you have to try to understand. Okay, the answers are up here. Like I said, the first thing is to change everything to the same base, and we will always choose the lowest base or choose the base that has the number. Alright? Choose the base that has the number. If you are stuck, then you will replace the logarithm with a variable. Okay, once you replace it with a variable, if there's any fractions, get rid of the fractions, and then you solve it quadratically. The steps are always the same, ladies and gentlemen, the steps are always the same. You just need to be very systematic in your head. Okay? Then you realize that actually this question is not that difficult. Your challenge, I think most of you, your challenge will be here. You need to be able to convert from the log form back to the index form. Okay, and these require a very strong understanding of logarithms. Okay, if not, you will not be able to convert. You must be able to convert back and forth. That means convert from the log form to the index form, be able to convert from the index form to the log form. Okay, so this skill you must really practice. Alright, actually you sit down and you just give yourself a few practice and you just write down the conversion. I think in one day you'll get it. Okay, it shouldn't take you more than a day to really get it. Okay, all of you here are really, I would say you guys are blessed. Okay, I can say you guys are blessed. Okay, you are blessed with a brain that you can actually think. Alright? No, it's true, it's true. Okay, and it's something that I think a lot of us we take for granted. I think sometimes you like to compare yourself with the Raffles of the world, your Hwa Chong of the world, but sometimes you fail to see that actually in life is actually good enough to be above average. Right? And all of you here are definitely above average. Some of you here are above average.
It's never good enough.
Okay?
You can always be better.
I mean, yeah, it's true. You can always try to be better. But actually, I can tell you, being the extreme of everything, right, you usually are not very happy. Okay? But being above average in everything that you do, you realize that I think there's a sweet spot. Okay? The happiness in life. If you are the richest person on earth, you are also not very happy, right? Okay? Because everyone knows you. Okay? Sometimes it's best that people don't know you. You're just an average Joe. Yes. How what? How many marks is this question? I would say that this one should be about a 6 marks question. This should be about a 6 marks question. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. Yes. 40. Yeah, 40. Very few questions. A math, very few questions because, for example, the long division already 6 marks, 7 marks. Then you have like factor theorem, another 6 marks. Then you have like a few of these questions. I would say A math question usually typically will range between 6 to 8 questions max. Okay, maybe even lesser lah. Okay, about 6 to 8 max. Yes. How many 1? There'll be 1. Partial fractions also 1. Okay, everything basically 1 lah. Okay? Come, example number 5. Let's look at this. Simultaneous equation. This one will also come out. There's one simultaneous equation on logarithm and exponential. Alright? Okay, so let's work on this thing together. I have everything here as the same base. Do you realize this is all ln? Anyone can remember what does ln mean? Base what? Yes, it's the natural log. Alright, so ln is actually base log e. Alright, but because everything is the same base and this is minus, I know that this one is basically ln 3x minus y ln 36 minus is what? Divide. So what is 36 divided by 9? The multiplication table. 4. Okay, so you know that this is 4. Because of this, we can just compare the results. 3x minus y is equals to 4. This is my equation 1. Okay? This is my equation 1. Then the next one. Okay? I have this thing over here, so I'm going to distribute the powers. E to the power of 2x divided by e to the power of y is equals to e to the power of 1. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to bring this up. So I'm going to get e 2x minus y is equals to e to the power of 1. So because they have the same base, 2x minus y equals to 1. So this is my equation 2. Alright, so this is my equation 2. There you go. I can use elimination because I see that I have a negative y here, a negative y here. So if I want to use elimination, I can get rid of the y by taking equation 1 minus equation 2. Okay? I can take this minus this. Alright, so my strategy is to minus. So what is 3x minus 2x? X. What is 4 minus 1? 3. So therefore I know that my value of x is 3. If I know that my value of x is 3, I can substitute into any equation. Let me choose equation 2. 2 times 3 minus y is equals to 1. So negative y is equals to 1 minus 6. So therefore, y is equals to 5. Okay? So that is how you do it. But you should always check your answer. Your calculator, okay, your calculator over here. Your calculator, under here, you can go under 5. Here, it can actually do simultaneous equation. Okay? So your calculator can also help you do simultaneous equation. Okay, so you should always check your answer. If you don't check your answer, you are doing yourself a great disservice. Okay? So you can check your answer. Alright? Okay, let's move on. Can you try this question by yourself? If you are stuck in forming an equation, you look up and check your answer with mine. Alright? Indices always change everything to the same base. Logarithms always change everything to the same base as well. Okay? And then you should be able to do it. Okay? If you are stuck, you look up and check your answer with mine. Raphael, try to fight through it. Okay, I know you're tired. Okay, but you really have to power through. Today is a Friday already, and today is the last lesson of log. Alright? Then next week we'll start revision. And then we will ace our A math. Okay? Fake it till you make it. Don't need to fake it. Okay, legit one, legit one. You know, whenever I tell my colleagues, right, downstairs, wow, I'm very worried about 3C4. I don't know whether they can score well. You know what they always tell me now? Aiya, they triple science one lah. You don't know it. Don't need to teach also, they will sure get A1. Okay? Don't need to stress one. I know they're just trying to tell me not to relax lah. But the thing is, hey, you must prove. You know, people got very high expectation of you guys. The whole school got very high expectation of you guys. Okay, so you must live up to the expectations. Okay, you must try to live up to it. Can, Sherry? Don't shake your head, you can. Okay, you can do it. Okay lah, I mean tomorrow you want a break is fine lah. Alright, if you are stuck, then you can look up and check your answer. Alright, so this is the two answers over here. Okay, I'm not really interested in the solving of the simultaneous equation because that I know that you guys can do it. Okay, I'm more concerned about whether you can form the two equations. That is what I'm more concerned about. Alright, if you can form it, you check your answer. I'm actually okay. You want to use a calculator to get the final answer, I'm okay. Alright? Okay, I'm just going to leave it up here for another minute. You got it wrong? Yeah, today's a math day. Math the entire day. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have a lot of fun later. We're going to have OPS. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun. Huh? You say like as if I'm the principal of the school. I'm just a low, just a small fry in the school. Huh? You what? I don't think so. They will check your pen. No, to camp, right? Yeah, but OBS they check man. They check man. School camp they don't check. Huh? They check whether you bring any stuff that you're not supposed to bring. Huh? It's different when teachers check, and OBS teachers don't go with you one. No, we don't go with you. We don't go with you. Yeah, we don't. No. Yeah. No, and somehow you guys won't be grouped as a class. You guys will be grouped with other schools. Yeah. You'll be grouped with other schools. Can be any school. Can be any school. Can be Raffles, can be Hwa Chong, can be you know, I'm just saying, I don't know the school. Can be Bedok South, can be Bartley Secondary, can be any school. Okay, any. Okay, Raphael, please try to fight through it. We are almost halfway there already, alright? Hey, this is a 10-year series question, 3 marks. So you can see here is 3 marks. The marks is actually stated there. Okay, this one, very, very simple. You can do it in a few steps, alright? Okay, change everything to the same base. I see a 2, immediately I know if I want it to be the same base, I change it to log 3, right? So it's going to be log 3 plus log 3x minus 7 equals to log 2x minus 3. The powers I can bring up, log 3, this will be 3 squared, so give me 9. I write down all the working but actually you don't have to. You can skip some steps if you are much faster. Okay, let's quickly go through all this question because actually today I want to finish this chapter. I want to start revision next week already. Alright, so plus just means I can combine the two logs. 9 times 3x minus 7 equals to log 2x minus 3. Okay, so you can just compare the results. 9 times 3. .4. Alright? So can you try this? So this is for 3 marks. Relatively simple, yes.
Can I do like that also? Yeah, later I send you my ID.
Can. Yeah, same thing. Okay? No. Okay, so it's really simple. So these are actual O-level questions. Okay, these are actual O-level questions. Okay? Yes. Rusha? 2.4. Okay, these are actual O-level questions. Huh? Yeah, of course. Okay, and the next one is also an O-level question. It's 5 marks. Yeah, these are O-level questions. No, it's O-level questions. It's N. N just means the November paper. Yeah, N just means the November paper. 2008 November. Yeah. November 2008 paper 2. Yeah, 2008. Wow, hey, that is the year that I took my exam. Is it? How I remember? Eh? No. I took my O level in 2006. 2006, yeah. How old were you guys then? Haven't born?
Yeah, negative 3 years old.
Wow! Amazing. Yeah, 1990. 2006, yeah. Correct. 1990. Your brother is born 1990.
No, actually 1989. That's also 8 of the 19.
Wow.
Slightly older than
Hey, do you know this actor called Pierre Ng? Pierre. I got Pierre Peng. You know why you know him? Huh? How do you know him? Oh, you know this all. I thought why. He's actually my father. No, I didn't think. But do you know how old is he now? Do you guys know how old is he? Yeah, he's 50, you know. You guys know who is he now? Okay. How old is your grandfather? How about spell his name? Pierre. I'll show you guys. This guy is 51 years old, you know. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, so that guy is going to be my my goal. Okay, when I reach 50 years old, I'm gonna look as young as him. Yeah, I'm gonna look as young as him. Okay? So when you guys are my age, my goal is that when you guys are my age, I will look younger than you. That's my goal. We set a goal. Alright, done ready on this question? Haven't started, hurry up start. Okay, I will write out the first step for you guys. Change everything to the same base.
That's why I didn't put the 3 there. The tree.
This one you have to use change of base. Okay, so this trick is to use the change of base. You will change everything to base 5. And you realize that you cannot proceed any further, so you would substitute in the log with any variable of your choice. please make sure you know how to do this. If you are stuck, look up, check where you went wrong, how to proceed. Okay, and then continue on from there. Okay, and then continue on from there. Yeah, I can tell you lah, every single question in this thing, right, is all the same. Okay, there's no new question. Actually, practically, we have finished this topic already. Every question in this paper is all the same. Yes. You can. Wait. Okay, but the thing is, if you move this 3 to the y, right, then you cannot do substitution anymore. You can't. Because this is not the same as that one. If you move it to the y, then I give you an example. I give you, you mean you push it to the y here, then what are you going to substitute as u? Okay, I want to clarify this thing. Okay, this is a very important point. Now, log, is this the same as this? What do you guys think? Is it the same?
Hell no.
No, it's not the same. Okay, they are not the same. Okay, because in this case, the power 3 is to the y. In this case, the power 3 is to the entire log. Okay, so they are different. Alright? Okay, any other questions? Yes. Yes, this one. Is it better to leave it as a decimal or leave it as a fraction?
There's no fraction.
Then how do you leave it as a fraction?
Yeah, there's no fraction.
But you have the cert. You have the cert, right? No. Okay, in the question, if they never ask you to leave as certs, don't leave as certs. Okay, you always leave to 3 single figures. If they never ask you to leave as certs, don't leave as certs. Alright? Okay, everyone okay already? Can I move on to the next one? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one is another 3-mark question. Very simple, very fast. Can you, this one, I think you can do it in a few seconds. Okay? I think some of you do until you're bored already. It really just takes a lot of... if I'm not wrong, you know when you're Sec 4, right, your paper is 2.5 hours long. Yeah, it's 2.5 hours long. Your E-math paper and your A-math paper is 2.5 hours long. 90. So the thing is, if you cannot even sit down and do 1.5 hours of question, right? How are you going to complete a 2.5 hours paper? Huh? This one you should know what? Right? This one you should know. Okay, so it's 5-2, so we can directly compare. Okay, this one should be quite simple. Okay, so it's just a 3-mark question. The working is just a few steps. Okay, for you to get the answer. Alright? You just keep practicing because your exam is just one of those questions. Okay, and you must be able to get it right. And don't be too cocky and say that, you know what, your E-math you score well, E-math should be another easy one. Anyway, I only studied 3 days for E-math. I think for A-math I also studied 3 days. I can tell you one thing, A-math you cannot study 3 days in advance one. Okay, you really need to practice more. Because binomial theorem, partial fractions, even all these, there's a lot of things that you have to memorize. Okay, so you cannot cram everything in. Yes. Binomial will be about 6 marks. Yeah. Correct. Okay, can I move on to the next question? Yes. Okay, because this one we are directly comparing the result. So I'm not like substituting log base 10 or something to be something. Okay, because this one I am directly comparing the results. So I do not want anything in front of my log. But in the other case, I am substituting the value of log. So it's okay for me to have a coefficient. Yeah, that's the reason why. Okay, good question. Okay, can I move on? Okay. Hey, this question, I'm going to skip this because it's very easy. Okay, I'm going to skip this.
Wait, what?
This question is also very easy, right? No? It's very difficult? Okay, I'm going to do this very quickly, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to change everything to the same base. So here I have a 4. Remember I told you guys the trick is to change everything to the lower base, the lowest base. Okay, so I'm going to change to base 2. So I'll write log base 2. Then my y will be written on here. The 4 will be written at the bottom. Alright, 6 can easily be changed to base 2 as well. Just log 2, 2. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this. Okay, so log 2, 4 can be changed into 4 can be expressed as 2 to the power of 2, right? So I'm going to have 2. Then I realize, hey, here, can I actually combine things? Yeah, I can combine things. Okay, so this one is actually half. Do you see that? Never mind, let me write everything out first. 6 log 2, 2. So here can be written as half log 2y. Then here I'm going to bring up the 2 to the power of 6. Okay, and since this is a plus, okay, since this is a plus, I know that I can combine these two, but before that, this I need to bring it up. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this log 2 y to the power of half is equals to log 2. What is 2 to the power of 6? 2 to the power of 6, 64. Okay, so I'm going to combine everything into 1. So it'll be y times y raised to the power of half is equals to log 2, 64. Here, ladies and gentlemen, what is y multiplied by y to the power of half? Same base. This is the same as y to the power of 1. So will you not agree it will be y to the power of 3 over 2 is equals to 64. Huh? Why? Why so confused? Jordan, what's confusing? Your y is 4? Why is your y 4? When do you get 4? Okay, so I'll pause here. I zoom out. You go and see until there first. Let me see your first step. Okay, your first step is correct. So this is correct. How do you change this to 1? Why is log 2y1? So let log 2y go up. Or you do the let method also can. Oh, we're not anymore multiply that one. 3, 6. Can also, this method also should work. No, but this one is wrong. Yes, right. Okay, so here, how do you find the answer? Once you are here, you can actually just both sides and you will get the answer. Okay? What? Which step? This one? 1 plus half is 3 over 2, yes. Okay, you can use your calculator if you are not sure. Yes. Can. You can use substitution as well, but you should get the same answer. Yeah, can. Okay, so some of you actually did substitution, you let log 2y be u or whatever variable. But you should get the same answer. Okay? There are many ways to do this. Okay, and all roads lead to Rome. Okay, let's have a 2 minutes mental break.
Let's have a 30-minute mental break.
2 minutes, okay? Okay, I'll give you guys until 10:10. 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes mental break. Hey, we are so close to the end already. Only just like 5 more questions to go. So close.
What is 11 and then it's 56? What's up, 6 makes no sense, bro. What is it?
This question is the hardest question.
I'm insulting your fashion. You are
But let's
insulting
change
your fashion.
You need to change on this.
You
You need to change everything to see this.
Yes,
Decide.
okay.
You want to change the base X or you want to change the base Y? Change what?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, correct.
I'll take out and throw it up face up.
Why not?
Nobody cares.
So X is the power.
You go to a better spot. Are you accident? You gotta have
That's what I asked you. Express Y and
See
power X.
that? I got A4 for us.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, never mind. Oh, I will not. Hey, I will not expose you. What do you mean by expose? I draw everything myself, okay? What do you mean? I only borrowed the art sets. That's it.
And no way. And no
What
way.
do you mean? I'm just not playing at you. Just jealous. Yeah, you're happy also. Yappa. Oh, I was burned the answer. Yappa. I'll get you a shirt. Oh, the one you buy was in a...
I should ask you to be less positive index. I mean, positive index, but they ask you to be less. Okay, anyway, for your email question paper, right, I think some of you left it as the cert form. Okay, means because you see that this is a tree, right? Because the question actually say they want you to leave it in this cert form. So if you write as the root, no, then you won't get a mark. Okay, if you write as the root, you won't get a mark. Yes. Yeah, so you must leave as this. Yeah. Okay, 1 more minute, and then we will continue again. Okay, get down to your seat. Once here, can you keep that? Okay, Jolie, can you please sit down? Hey, just a random thought came to my head.
6.
Janice, are you interested in psychology?
I am.
No, just say yes or no. Psychology. Are you ever interested in psychology? Like the study of psychology?
Yeah.
You are? Really? Ah? No, you know why not? It just came to my head that I know four geniuses and all four study psychology and some are also in psychology. So it's just really, it just came random thought came to my mind. Yeah, it's really random. I was like, hey, do all geniuses like to study psychology? And no, it's true. Some names have very powerful thing. You know. I told you guys before, never name your son Jaden because really, in all classes, right, the naughtiest boy is really just Jaden. No matter what class, okay, like it's always Jaden. I don't know why. Okay, somehow names have a certain meaning. Okay. Yeah. Actually, names have certain meaning. I really don't know why. All right, let's continue with this. Solve this equation. Okay, let's just change everything to the same base. Change everything to the lowest base. Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, so I'm going to change this to log 334 plus log 3 over log 3. Here is x, here is 27. And then are you done? Hey, don't just copy down my answer, you got to do along with me. Alright, you got to make sure that you really understand. Alright, I write down every single step, I never skip any steps. No, you shouldn't go for the buffet tomorrow, you should be studying. Actually, honestly, Swenson's food is not very good. It's expensive and no standards. It's not about the price. For 35, you can get a really good meal. Okay, shh. Let's do this. Let's finish this, alright? Can you quickly do this? Alright, the full working is up here. Can you please look at it? So this is an O-level paper. I would say this one is a little bit more difficult in terms of its manipulation. Okay, this one is a bit more difficult in terms of manipulation, but if you do enough questions, then you shouldn't have too much trouble in it. Sherry, done already? Got the answer? You don't copy me, really. I can tell you can copy 1,000 times and you will not get it one. This is not a calligraphy lesson. Alright, it's not a calligraphy lesson. Okay? Okay. Everyone okay with this one? Okay, I just want to go through. Let's just go through the hard one. Maybe we go through 2 more and then we end the day. Okay, just 2 more. We will do questions 6, 7. Okay, we'll do questions 6 and 7. These are a little bit, question 7 is a little bit more difficult. Alright, let's look at question 6. Okay, can you express this whole thing as a quadratic equation in X and explain why there are no real solutions? Okay, so whenever they tell you no real solutions, it links back to your chapter 1 on discriminant. How many of you can remember? Discriminant, no real solution means that the square root of b squared minus 4ac is equals to... Basically, you cannot do the square root of b squared minus 4ac, right? And why you cannot do the square root of b squared minus 4ac? Because it's less than 0. Okay, so if you forget, you must remember, end of year, all these things will come back and haunt you. Okay, so let us try to express as a quadratic equation first. Remember, change everything to the same base. So I'm going to get log 2x minus... Okay, so this one I can bring up the powers. Let me straight away write it down. Yes? What again? Actually, you can just try to bring up the powers. If it doesn't work, you can bring it back down. There is no real... there is no answer for you lah, because it comes with experience. Okay, when you do enough questions, you know what it is.
So why no real solution? No, this is why no real solution. Oh yeah, I'm wrong.
Hey, quickly, last 2 questions, I promise you. Last 2 questions. Okay, so you will get this quadratic over here. I'm going to pause here. Can you make sure that you get until this quadratic? 17.90. $17.90. Yeah, but it's usually about that price. But if you want to go Monster Curry, right, you should go during when they have the fire challenge, means the very spicy one. If you manage to eat that thing, everything within a certain amount of time, right? I think they give you like, it's very possible one.
30 minutes.
No. Like they give you 3 minutes, is it? No. They give you a very short period of time and then you just have to finish the entire thing.
How big?
And then the whole thing is free.
How big is it?
Actually it's not very big. It looks big. The plate is very big, but they spread everything out. But it's not very big. It's flat. It's very doable. Huh? No. You one person, you finish it within the allocated time, the whole thing is free.
Very short time.
Yes, but I would say those of you who cannot handle spice, don't try. Because it's really very painful. But for those of you who can eat spicy food, I have tried before, it's doable. But it wasn't enjoyable because your mouth will burn. But I did it during the November holidays. I went with my wife to Next. And we just ordered it and I told my wife I'm going to do a challenge. I managed to finish it within the time. But the thing is, I regretted because your mouth will burn and somewhere else will burn. I think for at least a few days, I regretted it. Is it worth for like $18? No. It's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth it. Okay? But if you are young, yeah, go ahead and try lah. But you have to, I think you have to sign a disclaimer because it's really very hot. Okay? Okay. This thing. Why is there no real solutions? Whenever they say no real solutions, straight away go to b squared minus 4ac. Your b squared minus 4ac is Negative 8 squared minus 4ac. What do you get? 60, it is 64? Oh yeah, negative 64. So you say therefore, because the b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, there is no solution. Okay, because the discriminant is less than 0 means there is no real roots. You cannot get any real roots. If you use your calculator, you'll get this imaginary number called I. Alright, okay, I promise you one last question to go and then we end the day. Alright, the next question you're going to do is the toughest question in this entire paper. Okay, it is the toughest question in the entire paper. This next one. Okay, now this one is tough not because it is very difficult. Okay, this one is tough because what base do we even change it to? Okay, what base do we even change it to? Now, normally when we have a log question, when we have a number and we have an algebra, we will always change it to the base of the number. Right? The easiest one is we have bases of a real number, like for example, base 3, base 5. We always change it to the lowest base. But in this case, I have a base of x and a base of y. So which one do I even try? Okay, usually, and this one is not advice that will work for every single one, but usually we try to change the base to the one that is a bit more complicated. Okay, we change it to the one that is a little bit more complicated because this kind of question generally you need to do substitution. Okay, so you see that because this one has a square, this one don't have a square, maybe we should try to change everything to base x. Okay, just maybe. Okay, but math is very dynamic lah. If you change and you realize you get nowhere, then you can easily just change back. Alright, so our goal is to change everything to base x. Alright, so the top one I'm not going to change anything. This one is just going to be square. Can you change the bottom one to base x? Okay, so if I change it to base x, so I'll have log x, I'll have another quotient, a division over here. So this will be xx, this will be y. Okay, and then of course I have a plus 8 equals to 0. Is everyone okay? Now let's try to simplify this thing. I'm going to get log xy squared over log x of x, just going to give me 1 over log xy. Correct? Can you continue from here? Actually this is a super big clue already. Okay, you can just solve it in a few steps already. Sherry, come, try. Last question already. You can do it. Come. Huh? Impossible? No, it's possible. Who is the genius that created logarithms? I don't know. I don't know. But it's actually your people that actually created all these things that you have everything that you see around you today. Right? If people didn't create all these things, you won't have the technology that you have all around us. The Mobile Legends that you're trying to grind will not be possible. Yes? Huh? What question you have? Huh? Why what? Why create logarithms? Yeah, like I said, if there isn't logarithms, then you will not have a lot of the things that you see around you today. And almost everything. Logarithms are all just basic functions in your mathematical equations, you know. If you don't have it, it's like how a computer works. Your iPad definitely needs logarithm equation somewhere, or it will work. And actually, if you think about it, right, if you compare yourself to people 200-300 years ago, actually you realize even if you are the lowest SES person in Singapore, like generally speaking, okay, like let's say you are the bottom 5% in Singapore in terms of your economic background. But if you compare to someone 200-300 years ago, actually you realize how lucky you are. Even the richest man 200-300 years ago to have access to aircon almost impossible. Right? To even have the kind of food that you guys can order every single day, also very difficult. Okay, even for a rich, wealthy man, okay, they are probably limited to only the food in their own region. Today, you want Japanese food, you can have Japanese food, monster curry, or even you want Swensen's, or you want anything, right? Even if you are the lowest SES person in Singapore, you tell me if you save up for a month, you cannot afford Swensen's. Most people can. If you save up for 1 month, I'm not saying you save up for a day, but a month. Okay? As a working individual, not as a student. For a student, of course, yeah, you guys cannot afford. But as a working individual, yeah, you can. So if you think about that, actually, you guys are really very lucky. Alright? The only thing that maybe people from the past don't have to study is this. Okay? But the thing is, you know last time, if you don't study math, what you study? No? You know not? The scholars, the Chinese scholars, you know what they study? No? What do the Chinese scholars study? They study all the Confucius learnings, the learnings of Confucius of basically how to run government. Basically SS law. Can you imagine? It's like everyday SS lesson. Everyday history and SS lesson. That's what you are ranked on. Okay, is that the kind of life you want? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, come, let's quickly finish this. Now, how do we simplify this? If you want, you can actually let, okay, the very ugly log xy, you can let it be u. So you're going to get u squared over 1 over u is equals to negative 8. So this, you can use your keep change flip, right? This is divided by 1 over u is the same as u squared times u. Okay, so essentially, this thing can be simplified to u cubed is equals to negative 8. So therefore, u is negative 2. And what is u? U is actually log xy is equals to negative 2. So therefore, x to the power of negative 2 is equals to y. This step, you're confused? Okay, let me explain every single step from top again. Okay, until here everyone can understand, right? Until here everyone can understand, right? Now I'm going to let u be log base xy. Alright, so whenever I see this, I'm going to replace it with the u. So when I do that, I'm going to get this. Everyone can understand this? Can, What is u divided by 1 over u? U divided by 1 over u. Okay, sorry, u squared divided by 1 over u is this, right? I can use the keep change flip, right? Divide, I can change it to times, right? Right? So if I change it to times, basically I need to flip this, I need to take the reciprocal. So u divided by 1 is the same as u, right? So what is u squared times u? U cubed. Same base, you add the powers. Okay, that is the reason why we get u cubed is equals to negative 8. And that is the reason why u is equals to negative 2. How? I cube root both sides. Okay, so I got u equals to negative 2. Then I replace my u because I let u be log base xy is negative 2. I need to change this back to the index form. My base of the index is also x. Yes? AV form, yeah, go with it. My base of x is also x. I raise it to the power, how many times I compound? Negative 2. Okay, and my answer is y. Can? Yes.
Express y as the power of x.
Okay. So I'll express y as a power of x.
That's power of x?
Yeah? Okay, that makes you happy. Okay. Can? Okay, I'll stop here.